I am Michael Kurosh. I live in Santa Barbara, California, one of the most beautiful places on earth. My design center is where people come to reimagine their homes and spaces. I work with the best designers, clients with broad tastes, and experts who navigate the fascinating world of design. I'm always excited to learn something new, and I never say no to a challenge. This is Design Santa Barbara. Welcome to Design Santa Barbara. I'm Michael Kurosh, and in the continuation of the great cities in the world, we are in Venice, Italy. Let's explore the rich history and fabulous architecture of this unique World Heritage Site. The city of Venice is made up of 118 islands connected by over 400 bridges. Inhabitants have resided in or near the Venetian lagoon since the 10th century BC, but Venice as we know it today began to take shape during the Dark Ages. As the Roman Empire began to fall, citizens seeking refuge from invading forces looked for a way to protect their families. One can only imagine who came up with the idea to build a city on swamp water. But around 568, the first islands of the Venetian lagoon were established. A republic for over 1,000 years. At the height of its power, Venice's colonial empire stretched the entire length of the eastern Mediterranean. Venice elected doges to serve as chief administrators of the city-state and its independent military. There were 117 doges of Venice in total. One of the most famous doges was Enrico Dandolo, who played a primary role in the Fourth Crusade and the sacking of Constantinople, today known as Istanbul, Turkey. Venice's control over such a large portion of Eastern Europe had a lasting economic impact for the city-state and led to the creation of breathtaking architecture and design. With the construction of opulent structures such as the Doge's Palace, Campanile, and St. Mark's, Venice became known worldwide as a city of wealth and culture. Henry III was once quoted as saying, "If I were not King of France, I would choose to be a citizen of Venice." Walking through the Doge's Palace, you can take in the epic artwork and architecture. In these rooms, the Doges made decisions that affected European history. Today, they are museums visited by millions annually. Across the square, inside St. Mark's Basilica, one can truly appreciate the wealth and power of Venice. With a soaring 150-foot dome, the completion of this intricate basilica in the 11th century was an architectural marvel. One of Venice's greatest treasures is a spoil of war displayed at the basilica. Let's learn more about them. We are in the Museum of St. Mark's upstairs, and we are in front of the most important piece in their collection, the Horses of St. Mark. The Horses of St. Mark, also known as a triumphal quadriga, is a set of Roman bronze statues of 4 horses, originally part of a monument depicting a quadriga, a 4-horse carriage used for chariot racing. The horses were placed on the facade on the loggia above the porch of St. Mark's Basilica in Venice, northern Italy, after the sack of Constantinople in 1204. The sculptures date from classical antiquity and have been attributed to the 4th century BC Greek sculptor Lysippos, although many believe the horses to date from the 1st or 2nd century AD. Though formerly known as bronzes, they are actually 99% copper. It is believed the horses were displayed at the Hippodrome of Constantinople for over 800 years, where they were found by invading Venetian forces during the Fourth Crusade. At the order of Doge Enrico Dandolo, the horses were disassembled and shipped to Venice. Due to damage while reassembling the horses' heads, colors were added in Venice, and in 1254 they were installed on the terrace of the facade of St. Mark's Basilica, where they resided over 500 years. In 1797, Napoleon had the horses forcibly removed from the basilica and carried off to Paris, where they were used in the design of the Arc de Triomphe. In 1815, after Napoleon's downfall, Francis II, the Emperor of Austria, ordered his forces to take the horses down from the Arc de Triomphe and return them to St. Mark's in Venice. The horses remained outside the basilica until just 30 years ago, when concerns arose that air pollution and continued exposure to the elements would spell disaster for the fragile works of art. They were moved inside the basilica and exact replicas were placed outside. In the 30 years since, conservators have painstakingly worked to restore and protect them. We will be right back with more Venice after the break. Let's talk about my favorite subject, rugs. Here at Rugs & More inside Santa Barbara Design Center, we pride ourselves in offering the finest selection of rugs. With any size, shape, and design imaginable, let us help you find the ideal rug for your home. We have a vast assortment of new and antique rugs. Whether you're looking for a touch of modern or an heirloom that can be passed down for generations, you will find it here. Also, we offer expert repair and cleaning to bring your treasured family rugs back to life. Don't settle for poorly made internet rugs. Let's get real. They are made with harmful chemicals and they don't last. Our rugs are the best for less, and we always offer our 110% lowest price guarantee. And to save even more, come in during our rug sale and let our expert staff guide you to the perfect rug. Rugs & More inside Santa Barbara Design Center, 410 Olive Street. Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. We are exploring the city of Venice. Please join us. Venice is unique in many ways, including its preferred mode of transportation, the gondola. Gondolas used in the canal are made in Venice. The Squero di San Trovaso boatyard has been Venice's primary source of gondolas since the 1600s. Here it is in the late 19th century. Today, it is the last surviving boat maker on the island. With much of the process done by hand, it takes the craftsmen over 2 months to make a single gondola. Gondoliers have become synonymous with the city, their voices echoing through the caverns of the buildings as they take patrons on a romantic tour or simply get someone to their destination. A role traditionally dominated by men, in 2017, Venice welcomed its first female gondolier. Let's look at some more of the art, architecture, and design of Venice while enjoying the music of one of Venice's greatest composers, Vivaldi. Take a look at this incredible panorama of Venice from the 19th century. One of the city's most famous annual celebrations is the Carnival of Venice. This grand affair always takes place just before the Christian celebration of Lent and features the world-famous Masquerade Ball, in which thousands don elaborate costumes and masks. One cannot visit Venice without talking about its incredible food. From pasta to wine to gelato, the residents of this island city sure know how to eat. Architecturally, Venice styles has remained the same for over 500 years. Common elements seen in Venetian Renaissance architecture are marble and limestone, quarried from regions around Italy and Croatia, along with redstone from Verona. Buildings in Venice are finished in marmorino, also known as stucco, which is made by grinding limestone, brick, and terracotta fragments. What is most astounding technologically is the maintenance of the giant piles that hold the city up. Venice is built on alluvial mud. Piles must be driven deep into the mud, then have a large stone slab placed on top of them before a building can be constructed. It's almost impossible to imagine the engineering work that went into the building of this city, in a time when most of the world couldn't even read. Sadly, many believe Venice is a city on borrowed time. Rising tides and heavy annual rainfall often place the island city several feet underwater. In 2020, Venice completed construction of a massive series of floodgates, meant to stave off impending disaster. At a cost of over $6 billion, the gates were first tested on an October day in which the city was expected to flood. They proved to be a massive success, although a few months later, the city was once again overwhelmed by water. Work on the project continues to this day. Venice's largest supporter is also its greatest enemy. Tourism accounts for the vast majority of Venetian income, but the weight of over 40,000 visitors a day can actually cause the city to slip below the waterline as well. For many years, cruise ships were allowed into the Venetian lagoon, causing severe ecological impacts. In recent years, Venice has taken action to change this. Today, visitors can enter Venice through a massive railway station linked to the mainland or via Marco Polo International Airport with connecting boat taxis. Venice is magic. There is no other way to describe it. You can look at a million pictures, but nothing will ever compare to seeing it in person. Walking across its bridges, taking in the history. I encourage you to visit this marvelous city and see for yourself why Venice is one of Design Santa Barbara's great cities. We will be right back with more Design Santa Barbara after the break. Stay tuned. This week on Michael's Minute, we're going to be talking about my favorite subject, rugs. Every designer will tell you to start from the rug up. It's the key. We have personally curated a rug collection of thousands, and with over 100 combined years of design experience, we can help you find the perfect rug for your space. And if you absolutely have to look online, go to santabarbaradc.com or rugsamore.com, find the perfect rug, then come in here and see it in person. I will gladly show it to you myself. And with all our rugs 50% off, our prices can't be beat. Come into 4th and Oliver Street and let us help you find your rug. Welcome to Design Santa Barbara. I'm Michael Kurash, and today we are in Santa Barbara Design Center, preparing to head to Montecito, California, where my good friend and world-famous interior designer Lisa Wilson Goldmunds has finished staging a beautiful home. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Lisa has in store for us today. Good morning, Lisa.
Michael, how are you?
I'm fine. Great. Good to see you.
Thank you.
And with this beautiful view,
It's a gorgeous Santa Barbara day.
we are in heaven.
Yes, we're lucky.
Literally, we are lucky. All right. This is a beautiful home, which is very big.
Modern farmhouse.
Modern farmhouse.
We hadn't really done one of those, you and me.
No.
So I thought we would show you what a finished product looks like when it's a new build and a new imagination.
I'd love to see that. Beautiful looking from outside. I can imagine would be even better from inside.
It's such a cool house. It was Native Son architecture, and Jenny Hoffman did all the fixtures and finishes. She was the designer. And then they called me in when it was all finished and said, can you put things in so it's not empty and it's not echoey?
Beautiful. So it's collaboration of two of my favorite designers, Jenny and you.
Oh, that's sweet. Well,
All
she's
right.
a doll.
She's great.
So,
Okay.
shall we?
Please,
Okay,
follow you.
we're just for their viewing pleasure. We're
Yes.
going in the back door. This is actually the back of the house, but it's
is amazing.
when you have a view property, how do you do a long, really narrow lot? They've done it really well here. So we're in the back of the house. We're going to go into the kitchen, and then we'll just wander around.
I see these windows opening up, and it seems like to be, what, 55 feet, 70 feet wide, something like that?
Right, nano doors. It's amazing because it really is Santa Barbara. It's in and out living.
Yes, absolutely.
And so this is, look at this. It's so much fun.
Oh my goodness, look at those beautiful lights.
I know. And the black tile, which I love. It's a really interesting new sort of concept, the black and the white. And then we've got the island that's a totally different color. And when you have homes like this and they're for sale, you want to sort of do with staging, as it's like the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm. So you want to stay with the vernacular of the house and just show people how homes live. This is what you do here.
This is actually one of the most modern looking houses you have had so far.
Is it?
It's beautiful looking.
It's comfortable, but it's really vast. I think you'll show when we start walking. There's a really long thread that joins the whole house together from one side to the other.
It looks a whole lot bigger than maybe it is.
Well, when you drive up, it's deceptive.
Beautiful. So
And
where do we go
again,
from here?
It's all about taking advantage of the view. So from the kitchen, where you can have lots of fun, entertaining, I think it really is an entertaining house. We're going to go into the dining room. You might recognize the table. I got it from you.
Oh my goodness, this is the, oh yes, there's an antique table you picked, and it's long.
Yeah, that's
It
why I
goes with
wanted
this
it.
house.
Party house,
Party house.
party dining room.
Oh goodness gracious, this is the longest table I have ever had.
When I found it upstairs at your place, I knew it would be perfect. What's happening right now, and I think we mentioned this in another episode, is that antiques are kind of coming back a little bit.
True.
And the mix of antique with really modern chairs on a really neutral ground feels fun. It feels collected rather than everything looking exactly like
Stark
a
and cold.
catalog.
Absolutely.
And I just love this table.
This is beautiful. I'm
Yeah.
glad you bought this thing. Nice. It makes the whole room, and you can fit what? It's 12. You can't even fit more people in
Well, and
this.
look what they did with the lights. It has to be a long table. It fits the room perfectly. And
Very
here's your huge view. And then if you,
Unbelievable.
yeah, and then if you go left, we have our sake
Oh,
bar.
that is it. There you go. We should have landed here first.
So you've met my design associates. I think that
That's
was
it. Here
Nicole
we
and
go.
Katie's idea. But
They're
this
fun.
They are.
They are.
This is what's so much fun about being able to dress a house when it's done. You can show people how it lives, and that's why staged homes sell much more quickly and for more money, statistically speaking, than non-staged homes.
Absolutely makes such a big difference. I mean, we have said that a million times.
Yeah.
When you stage a house, especially the way you do it, the house sells faster and for more money. I mean, that's
Yeah,
not
it just
flattering
does.
you, is actually the
It's
truth.
just a fact. But the size of this photo with just the pieces that say, here's what we do in this room. What do I do here and how do I do it? And so we answer questions when we
Yes.
stage a house.
And this is actually, you know what it is. So you hang it around there, and this is a bar.
Yeah.
You don't have second guessing it.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a fun house.
Yeah, very fun.
So now we're going to go again and just walking the long length of the house because it's a really long, a long stretch.
And
We're
on the
gonna
break,
go-
we can come back and have some sake.
Let's go see the living room.
Oh, I'm excited to see that living room. Oh my goodness, you did amazing again.
Well, it's a pretty room and it's a great layout. And let's walk around so we can get a sense of the scale of it. Again, it's about how we do things. When you've got this huge view, but you also have a secondary focal point, which is the fireplace, you want to be able to see a bunch of stuff, but also to sit, this room can sit 12 people.
It flows very nicely too. It's just not like it's cramped
It doesn't
or it's
feel
just
crowded.
under scale. It's just beautiful.
It's you mentioned it, we always talk about it, scale and proportion, similar things, but also layout, like how do you do this so people aren't saying, hello, how are you?
Very true.
You want it to feel nice.
So what I like about you is you keep saying this, and I keep saying it in every show from now on. It's just like you pick the most beautiful items. It's not a cheap decorating. You pick even a staging job. You pick the most beautiful items, and look at the coffee table you bought from me. It's just incredible. I mean, look at that. I just like, where do you find this? A piece of art.
I will tell you that when you have a house listed in the $6 million range, you don't put cheap furniture in. I do invest a lot in my stock because it's important to show a house that is the same quality inside as it is with the fixtures and the fittings itself. It has to look nice.
I mean, unbelievable. You make custom-made sofas. I mean, I remember those sofas we made,
Yeah.
and you buy the most expensive chair I have. It just literally
but
it
look
shows.
At these
I mean,
chairs.
yeah.
Look how fun these are.
It makes the whole house. It doesn't look like it's a stage, although it is a stage.
Right.
It looks like some billionaire just is moving out and you're moving in. It looks beautiful.
Well, let's go around because I also want to show you how these nano doors go straight out to the view, and this outdoor sitting room, which is just more square footage and beautiful real estate.
It really is like
comes
indoor,
to-
outdoor, just like there's no, if this wasn't the threshold, you would not even know you're outside.
And well, today, feel the weather. I mean, this
Yeah.
is amazing. So aren't we lucky?
This is
As the
amazing.
saying goes.
Unbelievable.
And then I think it's a good time to show the front door since we're here, and then a quick look at how long the lot is, so people get a sense of.
It is the
When-
longest hallway I have ever seen in my life. It's longer than Versailles, probably.
Well, it's a really narrow lot, but the view is important. So how do you, native sons, thank you, do a house that's really long but doesn't feel like a bowling alley?
Yeah, here we are at the entrance. Nice.
Right? We came in the back door. Look how pretty.
This is a grand entrance. I like it. Wow.
It's just really welcoming. There's a nice big approach. And then, but as you can see, really pretty olive trees, but not a wide lot. And the house goes that way several rooms and then that way several rooms. But it's all about the view.
It's about the view. To get the
Yeah.
maximum view because of the length
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, so where do we head next?
I think we should go see the master bedroom suite.
I agree.
Okay.
Let's go.
Welcome to what I call the master antechamber. It's this great room off the master that has a pocket door, huge ocean view, and it's perfect for an office. Morning room, someplace to have coffee. We've obviously put a desk right at the window because why wouldn't you want to look out there?
Yeah, it's amazing. If you sit there and don't want to work, you never get to work because you're looking outside the whole time.
And that's okay.
Absolutely.
And then come with me to the master.
Oh, that is one clean, beautiful master. Actually, almost looks like a hotel suite. I hate to say that thing, but it looks like almost as clean as a hotel suite.
Well, the reason people love traveling and going into a hotel suite, it's because it has everything it needs. You have a bed that's the proper size. You have 2 nightstands so you can put all your bits and pieces down. You've got a well-lit space. You have a little reading chair. And in this case, you have a beautiful view out and access to the pool.
Absolutely. You get up in the morning and you say, wow, thank God I'm in paradise.
Michael, you know how we like a good master bath.
This is amazing. This is like a presidential bath.
It's so pretty. Brian Cordero, the builder of the property, did an amazing job with the finishes, just how it all fits together, because this isn't simple. It's tricky, but beautiful. Come look.
Yes, look at that.
Master baths are getting really fancy. Beautiful full-length mirror, great tub, huge shower, and then we have, which is also very much a trend, his and her spaces, closets, throne rooms, sinks.
2 things makes the house sell. First of all is the kitchen and then the bathroom.
Yeah, and a bath that is shared doesn't have to be everything shared. It's just so pretty.
This is fantastic. You sit here, you
have.
have a view outside. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yes.
And again, with staging, with something like this, our job is just to not get in the way. we don't put a lot of things out because the finishes are so pretty. You want to show them.
Absolutely, the marble is just stunning, and then the cut pieces is just beautiful. I noticed this one doesn't have drapery or anything, so the good thing is there's no neighbors, but advantage of the gardener and the pool boy.
Maybe you can just marry them and then you're okay.
That's it, here you go. So thank you for this beautiful show you had today and this fantastic property you staged, very nice. You've done it for a long time, and you have been a star of my show from the beginning, and just about, yeah, absolutely. And we have done many of these houses. You staged, you decorated, and it's been a long time you have running your business in our town. So what do you see as far as progress, changes, or improvement in Santa Barbara style?
What I've seen in the 10 years that I've been doing this professionally, and then, you know, all my life since I was 7 and changed around my bedroom, I've seen, especially in Montecito and in Santa Barbara, a return to sort of a more relaxed and simpler lifestyle. Not fancy, not really so much about, oh, let's build something that looks like a chateau, because we don't really live in chateau country. So I think what we're seeing is a return to what I would think of as being Santa Barbara centric, representing, our houses represent where we live, rather than saying, oh, we took a great trip to Italy or France and we came back and we brought everything from there and it looks like we're in the Italian countryside. The fact of the matter is we're in a beautiful countryside in the most gorgeous city. And I think we're coming into our own. We're understanding what that means, that it's great to just be open and casual and have these big rooms that open out onto beautiful, balmy days. So I think we're probably coming into ourselves a little bit more instead of pretending like we're something else.
Excellent. Well, that's a good answer. Thank you so much.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it. Yeah, I agree with you. People are getting a little more comfortable with themselves, and they're enjoying the view, enjoying the Santa Barbara, and somewhat more luxurious, I want to say. The town is turning to becoming a little bit more, lack of the words, it becomes a little more gentrified. And
I like to think of it as cashmere casual.
Cashmere casual, yes. You use a lot of cashmere on your chairs, I've seen that. So yes, true. Well, it is a beautiful town. You're very lucky living here, one of the very most beautiful spots in the world.
Yeah, it's fun to be able to do what we do in a place like this.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Until next week.